Well, thank you so much, Valen. All right, let's get into some of our regular features now, starting with our stories of the day. This is what the news diary looks like. First up, EFF leader Julius Malema and the party's Member of Parliament, Mboiseni Ndlozi, will be back in the Randburg Magistrates Court in Johannesburg today. The two allegedly assaulted a policeman at the Fourways Memorial Park Cemetery during the funeral of struggle stalwart Winnie Madikizela Mandela in 2018.
The bail application of controversial pastor Timothy Omatozo still continuing in the Port Elizabeth High Court today.
The Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture is today expected to once again hear Eskom-related testimony as the power utility's former board chairperson, Dr. Ben Ngubane, testifies this morning.
All right, just your figures for the latest that we've received out of the Department of Health with regard to COVID-19 cases in South Africa, standing at 693,359. The total number of deaths is at 17,863. A total of 624,659 people have since recovered, and this brings the total of number of active cases to 50,837.
And looking at the provincial breakdown now, Gauteng, 223,169 positive cases of COVID-19 recorded. KwaZulu-Natal, 120,477. The Western Cape's at 113,032. Eastern Cape, 90,977. The Free State has 51,078 positive cases. And Northwest, 30,897 cases recorded, bringing the Mpumalanga total to 28,211. Northern Cape 19,172, and in Limpopo since the start of the pandemic 16,346 cases recorded, and the total number of tests conducted in South Africa 4,418,418.
Sure. All right. Just again, I'll quickly talk to you about the global numbers, and you can see that now the deaths are over a million, well over a million, 1.08 million. The cases worldwide, 37.7 million. The United States still on top of that poll, but India is, like we say, keep approaching them. They recorded, Sakina, alone yesterday, 66,000 cases of coronavirus in India. The US, 44,000 cases. But, you know, it's just creeping up. South Africa, we've said, has moved out of the top 10. We're sitting at number 11 when it comes to the infections. France have taken over. As you can see, Europe seems to be really struggling right now, as well as Brazil, India, Russia as well. Russia are sitting at 1.3 million infections at 13,000 daily. So this is, you know, just a quick glimpse for you to have a look at.
Right, let's move on to those trending topics now. Hashtag Mbalula. So this was trending on several fronts. There was Mbalula, there was Figile, there was Prasa, there was MKMVA, Carl. It was just all over the show. And this, of course, after that war of words, as it were, between MKMVA and the Minister of Transport, Figile Mbalula. And Mbalula, of course, spoke about how Prasa had been looted, and not sparing, some of the security companies whom he said, just got in there, got a few people off the street, and there you went, and essentially people were just looting and plundering at will at Prasa. And MKMVA not taking too kindly to many of those sentiments and then retaliating, and of course also going to the point of saying Mbalula should not provoke them. And Mbalula, as you know, not short of a word, responded in kind.
Yeah, he didn't care too much. I'm not sure. There we go. There's a couple of his tweets that he put out yesterday, and there were a flurry of them. It did not stop all day. Here's one. I'm not afraid of them. Jacob Zuma, Carl Niehaus, Kebi Mapatwe, Busisiwe Mkwebane, and Ace Magashula. That you must. Thumbs down.
Then also, Kebi Mapatwe ran away from the camps. And Carl Niehaus is a well-known thug.
Oh gosh, okay. Well, I think obviously they've made a little slideshow for you to read yourselves.
Just among some of the flurry of messages that came through yesterday in response to what was going on.
So the one that's on the screen now, hopefully we can read it. They organized tired self-defense units and they call themselves MK with old Gupta-sponsored camouflage uniforms. It's even worn out. Wow.
I mean, he went on. And this, of course, the MKMVA veterans that he was referring to. And they spoke to Pulemabe and said, you know what, Malula must not provoke us. We're not scared of him.
All right, so it is, things are very, very heated right now within the camps of the ANC, and we'll just have to watch and see what happens today. But that is still a big trending topic, and you'll see it this morning. Fees must fall, and this, we all know, the whole fees must fall, what happened, and it's basically saying that October, this month, marks 5 years since the beginning.
5 years. Can you believe it?
No,
How
I
time
can't.
has flown by.
I mean, I remember sitting here and crossing to our reporters around the country and seeing visuals that literally scared me to the bone, just looking at these desperate students going out there, water cannons being shot at them, and tear gas and the violence and all of this to get an education and trying to bring the fees down so that most South Africans can afford this education. So it was really, it was a very traumatic time in our history.
Certainly was. And I remember being in Cape Town, I think it was for the midterm budget statement. And the students then converged on Pali.
Outside Pali.
Yes, and what a time it was. But you know what? Here we are today, and the fruits of that labor are being reaped. And well done on the students for standing up for a cause.
Very big movement. And I didn't see it, but apparently there was a fabulous documentary on SABC One. And they just basically spoke about it, and there's been major reaction to that documentary, and people are just not too happy with reminiscing 5 years ago and the way things were handled. So that's fees must fall, people talking to it. And then Trump.
Is there a day when we don't have anything on Trump? But of course, Trump doing
what Trump does best.
Yes, and let's just watch the videos. This is what, remember, he's on the campaign trail.
Oh yes.
So these are just some of the things that Trump had to say. Remember, he was diagnosed with COVID-19. And I'm not sure which one of those videos we have up first, where he basically says, he's cured, he's immune. And he feels like he could walk into the audience and kiss everybody.
Yeah, no, he was here we go.
Pity we don't have the audio. And he says, he could walk into the audience, kiss all the men and the beautiful women, and he's been cured. And then there's another one where he says that he's won, it just wasn't reported, but he's won 3 or 4 Nobel Peace Prizes.
Oh no, 3 or 4?
3 or 4, You guys
cracks.
just didn't report on it.
Okay, all right, no. Oh my gosh, guys, wow. Anyway, that's Trump on the campaign trail, and things are heating up. So remember, I think that debate is coming up as well. That should be interesting, the presidential debate. We'll see how that goes, and of course the elections are around the corner in the US.
Indeed. All right, that brings us up to news headlines. So let's bring you the latest.